அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். யாவரும் கேலி திருவள்ளுவர் சங்கம் பெருமையுடன் நடத்தக்கூடிய நிற்க அதற்குக்காக வாரம் 25 24 வாரங்கள் வெற்றி நடை போட்ட நமது நிற்க அதற்குக்காக 25வது வாரத்தை பயணித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இந்த வாரம் நம்மோட நிகழ்ச்சியில பங்கேற்றிருக்காங்க ஃபாய்கா ஈனாஸ் அவர்கள். அவர்களுக்கு யாவரும் கேலி திருவள்ளுவர் சங்கத்தின் சார்பாக வாழ்த்துக்களும் பாராட்டுகளும்.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faiqa Inas and I am pursuing my third year in Bachelor's of Physics in Maruder Kesari Jain College for Women, Swanimbadi. Today, my topic of presentation is future source of energy. Firstly, here, what is future? Do we think of future? Yes, we all do so. Like how the future will be, what are the things do we do in the future? We do prepare for future. But do we think of saving energy for future? It is a question to be pondered upon it. Energy is a heartbeat of everything in this earth. So without energy, the future, the present and past is also unthinkable. So it is very necessary to save energy for the future. In this presentation, I'll be showing you the emerging view of how the future is gonna be. The benefits of energy cannot be forgotten. The energy which we used in our day-to-day life is very important. Without energy, there is nothing in this world. So it is important to always remember the energy. It is one of the enablers of our prosperity and well-being. And you cannot have a functioning, productive, efficient, modern economy without reliable energy. So when we think of energy, it is very important to be think of it, because the energy is the life saving for us. Without energy, there is nothing in this world. So even we use the cell phone which we use is also the energy. Without cell phone nowadays it is impossible. So we must remember the energy is very important in our day-to-day life. The energy like solar energy, electrical energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, and these are the energies which we are using in our day-to-day life. And here in this presentation also I'll make you all sure that what are the energies which we are going to use in the future and what are the energies which we are using in our present. World now, world future, current focus, future focus. So we must be think what are the world now. World now, like what are the energies which we are using in the world in this present. Organizations increasingly want to identify and understand both the anticipated and unexpected changes so that they can be better prepared for the future. So many of the organization in this world are making a list of what are the energies which we are going to use in the future and what are the energies which we are going to use in our day-to-day life. Like world now, what are the energies the world using now is like solar energy, hydroelectric power energy, nuclear power plants. These are the energies from where the world is using the energies. And the future of world, what are the energies which we are going to use in the future. The focus here is that the energy we must save. Without saving energy we can't do anything. So it is the current focus should be in saving and future focus should be in how we are going to use the energy. So we must have these four things in our mind for the energies. 4 keys for the future energy source is that a changing landscape, changing attitude, emerging energy system, new energy challenges. Changing landscape across the discussions, issues related to energy systems seems to be touching upon and connecting with 4 interwoven themes with different emphasis in different countries. In different countries, they are doing a different plans, but in our country, they are using these 4 things, like that is a changing landscape, changing attitude, the emerging energy system, new energy challenges. Firstly, what is changing landscape? The energy which we are gonna use, we must have a changing landscape, that we must save it, we must use it in an efficient way. So we must have a thought of using it in a different way, that which will be in a efficient manner for this world. And also changing attitude. A person with a changing attitude can change the whole world. For example, like if we have a changing attitude that we offer light which is not in use, one person of the light which is not in use, that he's saving an energy. In the same way, if the person in all over the world is offering the light which is not in use, so think how much energy do we save. This is a changing attitude we must be having in our world, in our thing. So the changing attitude is very important for the energy to be saved. The emerging energy system, we have to know what are the new things that is going to be innovating in this world, so that it is we save the energy. New energy challenges. The new energies are being invited. By this, the new challenges is also being for us. So these are the four key themes for the future energy source. A changing landscape is in our hand, that how we are using the energy, how we are saving the energy, how we are gonna keep this energy in an efficient and an efficient way. So it is in our hand for the changing landscape. Reaching the limits. Growing population and rising consumer demands related to higher standards of living across all societies are increasing consumption of resources, and we are in natural threshold. As the population in our world is going on increasing, the energy using is also being on increasing. So it is important that we save little amount of energy, like offing the light, offing the water which is not in use is also one of the important source of energy. Like if we save water also, it is good for the world. So small thing which we do in our day to day life will help us in saving the energy. So the growth population and rising consumer demands, there is a demand also going on increasing of the people. So it is very important to save energy and use in a beneficial way, because the earth's natural threshold is in danger, because uh, ozone layer is getting depleted because of global warming, use of excess petroleum and use of excess air pollution is going on there, so that the earth's natural threshold is being damaged. So the use of energy should be in a beneficial and a healthier way. And these are the beyond zone of uncertainty, in zone of uncertainty, below boundary not yet quantified. These are the pie chart of how the energy is being used and misused. Beyond zone is that biosphere integrity, biochemical flow is more in the world, so that the earth's natural threshold is being damaged because of the use of more energies. Consuming cities. Cities consume 75% of the world's natural resource. Nowadays, the cities have many of the, they have thousands, lakhs of houses, thousands of factories, thousands of industries, which in from which the pollution is being increased because of that. Excess use of petroleum, excess use of electricity, excess use, many of the thing which is using in the cities are more being used, so that our cities consume 75% of world's natural resources. As a result, while the economic powers of cities continues to grow, they remain vulnerable to buy the product of their success. As the economy is being raised because of the use of energy, but the side effect of it is that it is harmful for the environment. Economy is being raised, as well as the damage in this environment is very much. So it is also one of the cause that consuming cities is one of the cause of the energy consumption. As more experiences asthma and their breathing difficulties, urban air quality becomes a visible issue and a major category for change in transport policy, in energy source, and in the city design. Because of more air pollution, because of more energy consumption, like petroleum is being more used, energies like uh, uh, factories which uses more energies and releases out carbon dioxide, which is very harmful for the environment. Because of the change in environment, asthma and breathing difficulties, many of the diseases have been founding out because of this pollution. So in one of the side is that the economy is being raised, and also because of this the harm for the environment, like harm for the humans, harm for the animals is going on increasing because of the high consumption of energy. So it is very necessary. Again, I'm in the presentation I have said more of the times that energy should be saved, and also that energy should be used in a beneficial way, so that there is no harm for the environment, no harm for the humans, no harm for the humans, and no harm for the animals as well. Changing attitude. We all must have a changing attitude in our mind. There is nothing impossible in this world. We can have a small changing attitude in oneself, so that a whole world we can change. A small change in oneself can change all over this world. So we must have a changing attitude, like if we have one person should take a oath, like I will save the energy, I will not waste the excess of energy. If there is not use of riding the if there is not use of going to the using of car, we'll go use a bicycle. So we must have a changing attitude in oneself. Like we have to go to the school which is in nearby, I'll not use my motorbike, I'll use my bicycle. It is more efficient way, so that we are helping the environment for to save the energy. So there is nothing impossible. If we take a oath of changing ourselves, we take the oath of changing the environment, we can do anything, it is possible. The emerging energy system. So these are the effects that we excess use of energy causes in the environment. And also energy is very very important in our day to day life. For the technologies that is being developed, for the economy to be raised, for the new type of energies to be innovated, the energy is very important. Now the energy which we are gonna use, which we are more popularly is using, is solar energy. Because solar energy is a renewable energy, we are using it in a good way. We can use very much of solar energy because it is renewable energy and there is no harm from this energy to the environment. So one of the first and foremost energy which we can use in the future is solar energy, because it has no harm for us in the future. Technology shaping the market. How new technologies are being invited, the market is being shaped. Like solar energy, now there is a solar cookers, solar lights, solar heaters. There is a market which is innovating the new technologies using the solar energy. So it is very important that we use it in a better way, in a more efficient way, for being using a solar energy. Infrastructure for the future. For the future infrastructure, we will see a transition from aged to new infrastructure designed to manage and distribute energy from diverse sources of power generation. A question is whether this will lead to new legacy problems for next generation. Yes, we are inviting new technologies. New technologies are being innovated, but we must have a question in our mind that whether this will cause a problem for our future generation. Now we are using petrol. Is there a petrol? We must save it, or else there will be a lack of petroleum in the future for the future generation. So we must think of how we are using, how the infrastructure, how are the things the infrastructure, new infrastructure designed to manage the distribute energy for diverse source of power generation. No nukes to go nukes. Nukes, that is nuclear energy, the most important and dangerous energy as well is nuclear energy, because as the nuclear power plant generates electricity, though it releases out more harmful gases in the environment. More harmful gases like mercury, methane gases, nitrogen, many of the gases being released from this nuclear energy. So it is very important to say no nukes for to go nukes. More see nuclear energy as a significant piece of the future energy mix, driven by collective inaction on need to transition way from the fossil fuels, but many are unprepared with regards to skills policy and public debate. Though we use nuclear energy is very good for generating electricity, and it is very important, but as nowadays the fossil fuel is being decreased, being very less, it is important, it is good for using nuclear energy, but the question is that here they are not prepared. There is no proper skill of using nuclear energy in the environment, in the policy is not good, and the public debate is also not in a good way, so that there is a no, and we are not prepared for using nuclear energy. Hydro revivals in response to rising carbon dioxide and pollution as well as associated health concern, China will continue to influence the funding and willingness to build large scale hydro solution, especially in developing the world. Because of the carbon dioxide is being highly increased in the environment because of use of petroleum, excess use of petroleum by the uh, smoke that comes out from the vehicle, smoke that comes out from the industries, that releases out carbon dioxide in the environment. Because of that, hydro power energy, from that we can also get the energy, electricity. Hydro power station is used for generating electricity, and more energy is we can get from the hydroelectric power stations. Like China has said that it will be funding for the willingness of large scale hydro solutions. It will be funding for the hydro solution, especially in developing the world. For developing the world, China has said that it will be funding the large scale hydro solutions. Leapfrogging to low carbon future, it is in our hands, so we use less carbon dioxide we use in this world, so that we use new technologies in the world, driven by technological improvement in the low carbon energy sector. Developing countries can leapfrog their way into lower carbon economies without passing an intense fossil fuel phase. Without fossil fuel phase, we can also use solar powers in the for the electricity. We can use solar powers in small rural areas also. We can send the solar panels, so we can plant a solar power station, so that from that power station a good and beneficial energy is released, and we can give it to the rural areas people also. Low Business investing in renewables. Business increasingly invest in renewable energy project to reduce in carbon footprint and price volatility. Because of the carbon dioxide is more increasingly used in the environment, there are many business which are interested in investing for the renewable energy. Renewable energy is that we can use it once and more times, and it have no harm for the environment. So many business are interested in investing for the renewable energy project, thus will provide greater certainty for the renewable industries compared to relying on government subsidies. Only not by relying on the government subsidies, many of the businesses are also interested in funding for the renewable industry, so that the energy is being saved, energy is being used in a beneficial way, energy is saved for the future generation. The businesses are also getting involved in the renewables. Powering the clouds. The rapid continued growth in the ICT sectors lead to it having a carbon footprint larger than the global aviation industry. A typical data center is 40 times more energy intensive than an office building. So it is also one of the way for the saving the energy, and it is also nowadays they are doing for this saving and the future energy sources. Energy efficiency, the invisible fuel. The cheapest and cleanest form of energy is the energy we don't use. Adoption of efficient energy efficiency measures and careful management of energy demand will play a key role in creating a clean, low cost energy future. So it is important that we avoid using more energy. While we don't use any energy, it will be automatically saved for our future generation. So we must be having keep a clean environment for the future generation, clean energy for our future generation. So the invisible fuels is important, and it is the cheapest and cleanest way. It is also one of the way, and it is also one of the source for the future source of energy. Green design reshapes lifestyle. From eco-friendly but small-scale consumer goods to green consciousness at the scale of city and building planning, green design and green designers are likely to start reshaping our lifestyle and changing our energy use. Here, green designers is friendly, but it is eco-friendly for the consumer goods to green consciousness at the scale of city and building planning. They are planning for the eco-friendly environment. Less for the fossil fuels, and they are focusing on the electrical vehicles. Distributed energy supply. Now this we have saw how what are the things they are doing, like they are using power, they are using the invisible power, powering the clouds, they are using this technology, they are using the invisible fuels, they are using the green designs. But here we must know how the energy is distributed to all over the world, so that not only we get use of the energy, and also all over the world it will be used. using this energy. Key developing economies invest heavily in lowest carbon distributed energy with integrated storage to devise more reliable and affordable power. This is supported by better market pricing and smarter subsidies. This is possible only when the other beside governmental non-governmental organization also help for the supplying the energy to the wider parts of the world. It is only possible when the all the peoples in this world come together and we help in this distribution supply. Solar houses. Now we will see what are the future we will be having if we save energy now. Like solar houses. A solar cost and performance revolution will reshape residential energy provision, and coupled with better battery storage and online connectivity, with this transform the wider electricity system. So solar houses, now we are now there is no houses like this. Yeah, there is a somewhat one or two, like they are using this type of houses, but in the future we will be having like this type of solar houses where battery storage and online connectivity will be there in for us in the future. Last mile grid connectivity. Private and public collaboration gives another 100-meter people in India access to electricity via connection to grid. But 250-meter people continue to use wood, diesel, and kerosene to cook and light their homes. Like micro grid is the thing that 100-meter in India, 100-meter of people are using this type of energy, but also 250-meter people though use wood, diesel, and kerosene to cook and light their homes. Automated trucks. This is one of the innovation which we will be seeing in our future, that we will use automated trucks. Now we use lorries, trucks, which is a human used, but in the future we will be using automated trucks. Autonomous and driverless trucks, automated and driverless trucks are now starting to have impact. The vision of long distance platoons of trucks all running on intelligent highway without drivers have been a topic for some years, but the reality is not so far. Now they are only thinking of making this type of trucks, and also this is a topic for the many of the years they are thinking of the years, but the reality we will not be so far. We will also be using this type of trucks where there will be no driver, and the intelligent highway will be used so that the trucks is being moved from one part of the country to the another part. So automated trucks will also be one of the future source. Changing energy risk profile. The impact of natural disaster, wider acceptance of the need to avoid a warmer world, and increased risk of cybercrime to our infrastructure all leads to a deeper understanding of the risk profile of different energy solutions. Demand driven energy. The energy system will become more demand driven than supply, led as more distributed generation and renewables are included in the system. End user behavior will also change as better technology become available. Not only the energy which we are using will be in the future, there will be more advanced technologies, more advanced energies we will be using in our future. Transition from natural gas to renewables. In the future, we will be using renewables for natural gas. We will be using renewables. The natural gas which we are using now, we will be changing it to renewables. Increasing investments are in renewables, improving technology, falling prices, and growing awareness all support transition to a low carbon future. By a clear exit strategy is needed for natural gas as a transition fuel to renewable. If if there is an investment for this type of renewables, then it is 101% possible that we will be changing renewables from natural gases. So it will be a low carbon use as well. New hazard, new protocols. How the energy nowadays we are innovating different types of energies, but how many energies we are getting innovated, that much of the danger will be also for this world. So we must be ready for the new energies as well for the new hazardous new protocols for us. A regulatory framework and standard evolves to address new kind of energy hazard that are emerging from the adoption of technologies such as residential batteries for energy storage and localized power generation scheme. So these are the schemes which will be very helpful for us for avoiding the hazard in the future. Now we will form a different type of energy. It will have some danger for us in the world. So we must be ready for all these type of hazards, and we must be using the less energies now so that we will save energies in the future. So it is in our hand. By the changing attitude, changing landscape, it is in our hand. We save the energy for the future generation, and these are all the future source of energy. Lastly, I thank Yavarum Kili Tirunavalar Sangam for giving me this opportunity for exploring my views on this presentation. And I also thank for our college management, principal ma'am and HOD ma'am for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Thank you. All the best for your future ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.